Well, welcome back. I was saying to the guys during the break that I know people who say to me, I have friends, I have family who are bipolar. Yet I find going into the donut shop and possibly buying a donut that's called bipolar not offensive. What do you have to say about that, Oscar?
Well, I'm not concerned about those people because they've made a choice to do that.
Okay.
I'm concerned about those who remain silent, who will be encouraged by it, who would never think about going to the donut shop. I'm talking about that 600,000 kids who won't be treated and their parents, who would not find any humor in this whatsoever. Let me give you an example. 66% of most parents that participated in this survey indicated that they had concerns about medication for their children. Kipp's organization talks about medicating the community donut and then subjecting it to shock treatment. Shock treatment applied to medication is a negative connotation. So once again, you've got something that would prevent or hinder or slow down the willingness of parents to want to provide the appropriate medication for their children. So once again, it's the kids that are in crisis, not the donuts.
Right.
But I'd like to ask Kipp a question. And that question is, it's an honest question, and I respect the fact that you have the business.
Thanks.
And would love to see it grow differently, but we can talk about that. Would you be willing, for the sake of children, to sit down in an unpublicized meeting of our joint agreement?
Sure.
And talk about how we might work together using the celebrity that you've already engineered and been so very creative at? Would you be willing to do that?
You know, first of all, I want to thank you for doing the show. It's funny is that I've actually offered this format to other people who are actually picketing us in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley Independent Living Center, and I mean, they refused because this is the format that we need where we can go and actually, you know, talk about this and have the viewing public actually listen to both sides, and they're mature adults. They can make rational choices here. So putting it out is exactly what I want to do, and I want to thank you for being here. And, you know, again, the whole thought is that there is no hard feelings about this. This is just an expression. A lot of people come in, you know, Rosie was talking about the bipolar donuts. A lot of people come in and say, I have bipolar disorder. Thank you. This is fun for me. I appreciate this. I don't feel stigmatized about this. I enjoy it. And the thing is that when people talk about what's appropriate and what's not, and what's stigmatized and not, it's almost kind of authoritarian, where it says, I believe this, so therefore you should believe that. I'm talking to the viewing public. Let people make their own decisions. If they find it stigmatizing, they don't have to come.
And I can appreciate your appreciation, but my question is, would you be willing, for the sake of kids, to sit down and discuss this issue and look for ways that we can perhaps do something a little bit more positive for the children that are suffering? Would you be willing to do that?
Sure. I mean, I'm just going to grab this donut.
I take it that that's a yes.
This has nothing to do with children. This has nothing to do with children. This donut has nothing to do with children. It's just donuts. So
what I hear is, I mean, he is doing this without malice.
Yeah.
But I heard that he says, yes, he'd be willing to meet. Kipp, is that true? Would you be willing to meet? Sit down.
Yeah, sure.
Let's have a one-to-one, or maybe, you know, several organizations talking.
You are willing? No, we would jointly put this together. It wouldn't be a one-sided, biased approach. But if you're willing to do that, then my second suggestion would be that we have a joint press release to say that we have agreed to sit down and discuss not only the seriousness of the issue, but how we might address the problem itself. And then my third recommendation would be...
Wow, one recommendation.
No, it's all one recommendation. It would be 60 days from now that we would return to this station and provide the results, right, wrong, or indifference, that came as a consequence.
So we're talking about meeting, the two meeting with maybe supporters, and talking rationally, gentlemanly, and come up with maybe a happy medium. We're not putting Kipp out of business, but at the same time, you want to be sensitive to what his needs are, and you obviously have to be a little more sensitive to what their concerns are.
And I hear your point about the meeting. The whole point of this TV show is they say light is the ultimate disinfectant, right? And there's nothing that shines brighter than television. So I don't want to have any dark alley meetings and secret meetings. I want it to be out in the public. I don't want threats and things like that said. So I'd be happy to meet with you anytime you want, as long as the public can see it. So I'd be happy to talk to you in public, anytime, anywhere. It doesn't have to be on television. It could be on the radio. It could be in a park.
No, we're not talking about a public forum. We're talking about is a very private meeting where we sit down and discuss how we can strategically work together. Because I'll be honest with you, I've got some ideas that I think I'd like to share with you.
Why don't you share it with the public? Why?
No, I will definitely share it with the public after we've had an opportunity to talk about it.
Sure.
I don't want to sensationalize our discussion on the strategies that we might come up with.
Oscar wants to have an off-camera, out of the public, one-to-one, heart-to-heart talk, and then come out of that meeting.
Come out of the meeting
and discuss what you guys have talked about.
Right.
The thing is that, like I said, I want everyone to hear what you have to say. If you have a suggestion, why don't you say it now? Look, people are watching. Why do you have to do it secretly? Why don't make a suggestion now so all can hear?
We probably have 2 or 3 seconds to discuss a very serious issue. I am not going to sit here in a rush and put something on the table just because I think I'm before the camera. I want to take the sensationalism out of the process. And I think it would be a good idea if we sat down to explore ways that we can still support your business, even in a way that's broader than what it is now. You see, because I think the issue transcends your business. I think it involves people nationwide, internationally, to be specific. That's not something you can sit here on a TV station for in an open forum with 2 or 3 minutes and seriously discuss. And I would be more than happy to sit down with you, so would cause, and discuss what those options might be.
As these guys are going to be talking about this, we will have them continue the discussion right here in the studio, but we have run out of time. So I'd like to thank Oscar and Kipp for being here.
Thank you very much.
And hopefully they will be able to discuss this politely with each other. Visit our website at KTU.com for information on contacting psychodonors or United Advocates for Children and Families. And visit us and we'll have more information about this possible second show on our website. Thank you for being here. I'm Rosie Chu. Have a terrific weekend, and I'll see you next week right here on Bay Area People. Bye-bye.